Question 5. The line with equation y equals to kx minus k, where k is a positive constant, is a tangent to the curve with equation y equals minus 1 over 2x. Find, in either order, the value of k and the coordinates of the point where the tangent meets the curve. So, first thing off, we have to know that at the tangent point, the slopes are equal. So this means that the slope of the line equation must be equal to the slope of the curve equation. And the slope of the line equation is k, because if you remember, the line equation is y equals mx plus c, where m is the slope. And as you can see, it transformed to k in this equation. So we know that this is k. And the slope of the curve can be derived from differentiation of the curve equation. So minus 1 over 2x. Let me rephrase this equation. So minus 1 over 2x, the x here can be written as x to the power of minus 1. Because if you remember from the index law, x to the power of minus negative n is equal to 1 over x to the power of n. So we transform it to look like that. Minus 1 over 2 x to the power of minus 1. Don't forget the minus sign here. Next, we do the differentiation. So we kick the power to the front. Minus 1 multiplies by minus 1, right? Actually, it's minus 1 over 2, right? Yeah, we kick the power minus 1 here to the front, yeah, and multiply by the number that we already had, which is minus 1 over 2. And then the x minus 1, we minus 1. That's how we do the differentiation. And this would be minus 1 would be minus 2. So we have here that our k will be equals to 1 over 2 x to the power of minus 2. So since at the tangent point, it is the same point, right? Since it is the same point, we know that the y value of the line derived from the line equation and the y value derived from the curve equation would be equal. So we can copy the question there. Y from the line equation, y is equal to kx minus k. And the y value from the curve equation is equal to this, minus 1 over 2x. So then what else do? We now have two equations, right? So we can plug the k that we have already had here into this equation. So that would be 1 over 2 x to the power of minus 2 multiplies by x minus, let me move it to the side a little bit, 1 over 2 x to the power of minus 2. This is what I do. So I substitute the k with this value, see, with the value that we have already derived, right? And that is equal to minus 1 over 2x. Next, x to the power of minus 2 here multiplies by x. What do we get? Remember the index law again. If okay, let me write that down for you guys. Index laws. If the base is the same, for example, if x to the power of m is multiplied by x to the power of n, see, the bases are the same, which is x, then x would be equal to m plus n, right? So if we have the same base multiplies to each other, we can sum up the powers, okay? So what do we have here? This x will be x to the power of minus 2 plus 1, and we'll have x to the power of minus 1, right? Now the equation looks pretty complicated and tricky to solve. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to multiply the whole equation by 2x to the power of 2. You will see. Here's why. If I multiply 2 to half, I will get 1, right? 2 times a half is 1. And then if I multiply x to the power of 2 by x to the power of minus 1, I will have x to the power of 2 minus 1, which is equal to 1. So I will have 1x. Let's say, yeah, I will have an x. And then if I multiply 2x to the power of 2 to the next term here, so I will have minus 1 x to the power of 2 plus minus 2, and that would be 0. And so we have minus 1 x to the power of 0. And according to the index law, x to the power of 0 is also 1, right? Let me jot that down for you guys. X to the power of 0 is equal to 1, right? So minus 1 times 1 is still minus 1, right? So I'm just gonna boop, remove that. So we also have to multiply this bulk to x to the power of 2 to the right hand side here. So we'll have minus 1 times x to the power 2 divided by x, and we'll have 1x, right? there you go, we have minus x on the right hand side. So let's solve the equation. It looks much simpler now. So we add x to both sides. Now this side will have 2x, and this one will be left with 0. Yeah, don't forget the minus 1 there. And then we add 1 to both sides of the equation. So we'll have 2x minus 1 plus 1 is equal to 0. And the right hand side will have 1. And then x will be equal to 1 over 2. So we already know now that x is equal to a half. We can find y. So y is equal to minus 1 over 2x, right? So it's minus 1 over 2 multiplied by a half. And we'll have minus 1. And we can also find k, right? K is equal to 1 over 2 x to the power of minus 2, right? So we substitute x with a half, and we'll have 2. So to sum up, we already know that k is equal to 2, and that the coordinate is x is 1 over 2, and our y is minus 1.